bad news is this. Do you think the communists are just going to sit back and say, well, I don't know, look, we're going to have a bad midterm, no big deal. Look, we'll lose some seats, so we'll get them next time, guys. That's not how they think. Sometimes that's how the GOP thinks, but that's not how they think. Remember, these people are so vicious, so nasty. They took Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin was 75% there on agreeing to Build Back Better. He was going to vote for it and give them 3/4 of what they want. And these people are so ravenous, so foaming at the mouth mad, they chose to instead send kayaks to his houseboat to scream at him. And finally, he's so turned off now, he just said, nope, I'm done. I'm out for good.
I'm really not going to talk about Build Back Better anymore because I think I've been very clear on that. There is no negotiations going on at this time, okay? And there's an awful lot of things that had a lot of things that were very, I think, well-intended. And there was a lot of things that was pretty far reach on some things in the most delicate times that we have right now. And our country's divided. And I don't tend to do anything that divides our country anymore. So whatever I can do to unite and bring people together, and that means you have to work harder as you work across the aisle to bring people together.
That's a man who's out. That's a man who's out on Build Back Better. But he doesn't sound like a man who's out on this filibuster nonsense.
Just to be clear, you are open to the idea of using the nuclear option to change the rules to pass voting rights legislation on a simple majority.
Let me just say that to being open to a rules change that would create a nuclear option, it's very, very difficult. So it's a heavy lift. And the reason I say it's a heavy lift is that once you change a rule or you have a carve out, and I've always said this, anytime there's a carve out, you eat the whole turkey. There's nothing left because it comes back and forth.
We'll see how that goes. Because listen, Democrats aren't going to sit back for the next 10 months as Joe Biden's approval rating continues to go down and down and down. Democrats aren't just going to sit back and say, oh, well, hey, we tried. These are not people who think in those terms. And remember, these people have no moral founding at all. And I say that as someone without any moral founding. There's nothing that holds them down to any kind of moral principle. They'll do anything. Listen to Chuck Schumer here.
If Republicans continue to hijack the rules of the chamber to prevent action on something as critical as protecting our democracy, then the Senate will debate and consider changes to the rules on or before January 17th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Over the course of history, Mr. President, the Senate has debated voting rights many times and done what was necessary to take action. But rarely did our predecessors face the sort of malice that now confronts our democracy from within.
Does that sound like a man who's just going to sit back and let 2022 happen? Oh, I don't think he is. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.